My name is David Leong, and I'm Assistant Professor of Missiology here at Seattle Pacific Seminary. This summer I wrote a Lectio, and the overall topic of the series for the quarter was reconciliation, and in particular looking at the concept of new creation. The text I focused on was Luke 4, where Jesus enters into the synagogue in Nazareth and says, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, and He's anointed me to preach good news to the poor." And in that text, what happens is the beginning of the gospel being preached with a particular emphasis on the social and economic order of the day being flipped on its head, being inverted. And one of the things that Jesus does all throughout the Gospels is really challenge the social and economic order of the day that put privileged and powerful people at the top and the poor and the powerless at the bottom. And while that is in some ways the normal functioning of society in the world, what Jesus inaugurates in the Kingdom of God in Luke 4 is a message, a story, a community that flips that whole model upside down. And so the Lectio I wrote really explores this idea of being reconciled across boundaries of social and economic estrangement. Reconciliation is sometimes phrased or conceived of only as one where people cross racial boundaries or ethnic or cultural boundaries, but I would suggest that some of the boundaries of social class and economics are even more deeply entrenched in our society and more difficult for the church to tackle. So my hope is that as people read passages like Luke 4 and Isaiah 61, and as they bring these texts together, that these might not just be nice stories, but that they might be deeply transformative for the social community of the church, and that somehow, because of the work of the cross, people no longer see one another only with the labels of power and privilege that are assigned to them by society.